Alright, these are your 10-3 notes. All we're doing is operations with radical expressions. So here we're going to be adding, subtracting, and multiplying. So for this first one here, you have 2 square roots of 5 plus 4 square roots of 5. You want this number underneath the square root to be the same. It's kind of like combining like terms. So a way you can think of this is 2x plus 4x. Okay, they are the same term, so when I add those together, 2 plus 4 is 6, you have 6 x's. Okay, they give us apples and bananas or something. You have 2 apples plus 4 apples, you would have 6 apples total. So think of it like this. You have these things called square roots of 5. So you have 2 of these things called square roots of 5. You're adding 4 of them. So together you would have 6 square roots of 5. All right. Number 2. Again, you want the number to be the same underneath the square root. And in this case, this is the same. There is this number 1 out here in front. 1 is your invisible number. So you can ask yourself which team is winning. Your negatives are winning by how many points? They're up by 3 points. And you just copy the square root of 6. So again, think of it like this. 1x minus 4x is equal to negative 3x. It is the exact same concept, except you have the square root of 6 or square root of 5 or square root of some number instead of x's and y's. So that is your answer. Number 3. Okay, so if you look, the numbers underneath your square root are not the same. So your goal is to make them the same. Well, looking at 8, the 2 numbers you can pick for your tree is 4 and 2. And you can pick 2 and 2. So when you rewrite this, you have 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so I have a pair I can pull out. So I have 2 square roots of 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring this whole piece straight down. So minus the square root of 2. Now your numbers are the same on the inside. And now you can just combine like terms. So again, remember there's an invisible 1 right here. So you're just doing 2 minus 1, which is just 1. So you have 1 square root of 2. And again, if you need to think of this, 2x minus 1x is just x. Okay, where's my problem? Here we go, number 4. Okay, so again, your numbers here in the square root are not the same. So your goal is to make them the same. I can't do anything with 5 because that's my prime number. So let me look at 75. We will have 25 times 3. Here will be 5 times 5. So here are my prime numbers. So you still have a 3 on the outside. I'm going to bring that straight down. And then we have 3 times 5 times 5. So I have a pair of 5s I can pull out. So I'm going to bring that 3 down, have my 5s, that's gone, and I have a 3 left over. Okay, so when I simplify that, 3 times 5 is 15. Oops, not plus. And then I just have the square root of 3. Okay, you can go ahead and bring this piece down. So plus 2 square roots of 5. And again, if you notice, my numbers underneath the square root are not the same. I can't combine them, so that's my final answer. Okay, let's see, number 5. So number 5, I have a 5 and a 5 and then a 20. So let's see if we can get the 20 to look like a square root of 5. So I'm going to do 4 and 5. This would be 2 times 2. So those are my prime numbers. So I write down my prime numbers. Circle your pairs, write it down, cross it off. There's nothing else I can simplify. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy all of this stuff. I'm going to just bring it straight on down. So I have plus 2 square roots of 5 minus 3 square roots of 5. Okay, and again, if it messes you up having that square root, rewrite this like this. 2x plus 2x minus 3x. Okay, when you combine these, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. You just have 1x. Well, here, it's the same type of thing, except you have a square root of 5. 2 of these things called square roots of 5s, plus 2 more of these things called square root of 5s would give me 4 of them. Take 3 away, I have 1 left over. So I have 1 square root of 5 left over. Okay, number 6. So for this, let's see, first I'm going to look at my numbers. I have a 3, a 6, and a 3. Okay, I can't simplify those 3's because that's already a prime number. This 6 would just be 2 times 3. So when I put this underneath the square root, 2 times 3, there's no pairs to pull out, so I just have the square root of 6 left over. So when I rewrite this stuff, okay, so I'm going to bring that on down. I'm going to bring that on down. So I have 2 square roots of 3 plus that square root of 6 minus 5 square roots of 3. The only thing that I can combine here now is going to be the square roots of 3's. So if you're like, I like rewriting this stuff with x's or whatever, then it's going to be like this. 2x plus a y minus 5x. Okay, so 2 minus 5 would be negative 3x, and then you have that y that you can't do anything with, so you put plus y. Okay, it's the same thing, same type of concept, except now we have these square roots of numbers. So 2 minus 5 again is a negative 3. Instead of x, though, you're looking at the square roots of 3. Instead of plus y, you have the square root of 6, so plus square root of 6. You're just combining your like terms. Okay, let's see, number 7. So again, look underneath the square root. So we have a 12 here, 3 and a 3. So let me see if I can make the 12 look like I have a square root of 3. So I'm going to use 4 and 3. I'm going to use 2 and 2. Those are my prime numbers. So we have 2 times 2 times 3. These 2's can come out, so I have a square root of 3 left over. And then I'm going to bring down everything else that I have. So all this stuff here, I'm going to bring this straight on down. So plus 2 square roots of 3 minus 5 square roots of 3. Now, if you notice, they all have the exact same number in the square root. So this is the same thing. Okay, just combine like terms. The same thing as saying 2x plus 2x minus 5x. Okay, so when you do that, that's 4 minus 5, which is just 1. So here, sorry, a negative 1, because 4 minus 5 being negative 1. So here, when I combine these, I have 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 minus 5 is a negative 1. Okay, but I have the square root of 3 instead of an x. All right, number 8. So we just saw that we can't simplify this square root of 6. I can't simplify 2, so I'm going to try the 50 and the 24. So 50, I'll do 5 and 10. That gives me 2 and 5. 24, I'll do 4 times 6. So that's 2 and 2. And 2 times 3. All right, so for this first one, I have 2 times 5 times 5. Pull out my pairs. Copy what I have left over. Here I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Pull out my pairs. And what I have left on the inside is 2 times 3, which is 6. Okay, and I'm bringing that negative down. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy all this stuff down. So 3 square roots is 6 plus 3 square roots of 2. So now I have two things I can combine. I can combine the square root of 6 with this square root of 6. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So I'm left with 5 square roots of 6. And then I can combine this square root of 2 and this square root of 2. So the negatives are winning by 2 points. So negative 2 square roots of 2. And that's your final answer. All right. Let's see. I'll do number 9 and we'll skip number 10. Okay, so number 9, I have 8a, 2a, 2a. So I need to simplify this 8a. So that would be 2 times 4, and that's 2 times 2. So that would be the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times that a. Pull out my pairs. So I have just 2a left over. So I'm going to go ahead and bring all this other stuff down. So minus the square root of 2a plus 5 square roots of 2a. And now they all have a 2a on the inside of your square root. So I'm going to go ahead and combine the like terms. So 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. And then you just copy what's in this square root, which was 2a. Okay, and I'm going to skip number 10 because that's pretty much the exact same stuff. And we'll do a second video for the back page.